Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. I'm Shinwa Kimbaloye in Lagos. Just yesterday, by INEC schedule for the 2019 elections, governorship and House of Assembly candidates can now begin open campaigns. That means you may be seeing a lot of the jingles on television and radio and road shows in your neighborhood. Well, let's check out our countdown clock right here on Channels Television. There you go. It is 75 days to the all-important Nigerian general elections. 2 weeks ago, campaigns for the presidential and National Assembly elections opened, and we have started seeing the different ideas and programs by the different political parties and their candidates. And yesterday, governorship and House of Assembly campaigns also began officially. Tonight, as it is our culture, right here on the program and Channels Television, we engage the political candidates and the presidential candidates every Sunday. My guest tonight on the program is popular for his activism from student union days at the University of Lagos. He was an advocate of the 1993 presidential elections mandate. He founded Sahara Reporters. He's the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC. In his manifesto, the AAC says it will unleash productivity and growth in 3 pillars and 10 economic sectors. Omoyele sowore joins me tonight on the program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for bringing me. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to the program tonight.
Thank you.
Well, before you became the candidate, when you were still aspiring, you were on the program and we're talking about the reasons why you want to run or you want to become Nigeria's president. Tonight, tell me, as it stands right now, what are your chances, considering that your party is a new one, and looking at the structure of other parties that you're contending with, especially the so-called bigger parties?
Yes. I just came back from a 4-state tour of the northwest part of Nigeria, and I can tell you, I can report to Nigerians that the big political parties don't have structures anywhere. They have retail outlets where they intimidate people, where they bribe people during election. As you can tell, they're not campaigning. You can't find President Buhari campaigning. He's not going to be on TV. You can't find Atiku campaigning. He's looking for a way to get into the US to prove that he's not corrupt. So the other candidates of the so-called big parties are not campaigning. So our chances just got brighter because we are reaching out to people. And if they're out there feeling the pulse of the Nigerian people, then we know that there's a total rejection for that kind of politics, which is a politics of bribery, intimidation, of buying elections, of deceit, a politics of failure that brought Nigeria to its present condition. And Nigerians are going to reject. They'll be shocked because they're relying on money, they're relying on might, but they will meet people and they will meet will in 2019. That's what we can report back from our own interaction and engagement with the Nigerian public in the last 8 months. When I came here the last time, I was an aspirant. Now I'm a candidate, and I can tell you that the ideas that we brought into the political space has just gotten better and is getting wide acceptance.
We will talk about the ideas.
Yes.
But as it stands right now, where are you getting your funding from?
We are openly soliciting for funds. We have an account open in Nigeria through a Zenith Bank account where we raised over 39 million naira. And on GoFundMe, which is a crowdfunding platform internationally known and recognized, we raised over $103,000. This is how we're raising funds. You cannot find other candidates explain to you how they're raising funds. In fact, the one who did his primaries in Rivers hasn't been able to tell us how he got $5,000 each for each of the delegates in PDP. President Buhari can never explain to you how he's getting his money because they are stealing from the public's till to fund their elections. And these are issues that Nigerians should discuss because this is the reason why ideas don't rule our politics. This is why obsolete people decide for us how to get into oblivion, and we must solve that.
You understand the cap for spending for presidential campaign?
Well, you should ask them.
No. You understand. You know the cap.
Of course I do.
$1 billion naira and above.
Well, they have already spent $1 billion naira doing primaries or more. What is spent in Port Harcourt alone was $25 million in one day. All the bureau de change operators in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, all relocated to Port Harcourt.
And those allegations.
They are not allegations. You know, I keep telling you, I'm an investigative reporter before I came to this job of running for office, or, you know, and I can tell you that they are not allegations. They are proven. We have evidence of them doing it. They haven't disputed them, by the way. And you know that. And you know that governors are stealing from their state to buy campaign vehicles for the APC. We know that. The evidence is right there on the street. Otherwise, let them tell us, the APC and the PDP, how they are raising funds for the election. Because none of them have done any fundraiser known to anybody since we started the election cycle. So there's nothing to hide. They know what they are doing. But it is time for Nigerians to hold them to account.
So you are the right man for the job. That's what you have been telling
There's
Nigerians.
no question about it. Not only
your mantra is take it back.
Yes.
What are you taking back?
We're taking this country back from the people who ruined it. People who ruined our past should not be rewarded with managing our future because they are taking us nowhere. So there used to be a country. They ruined it. They divided this country. They have put this country out of business, and we need to put the country back into business. We need to make this country start working, make it start functioning, make Nigerians feel like human beings again in their own country, so that they don't become a butt of jokes outside here, or they are not running through the Mediterranean Sea to kill themselves just so that they can get out of here. Yesterday night, I had the live show on Facebook, and the guy called me live from Tripoli. He said life in Tripoli, war-torn Libya, is better than life in peacetime Nigeria. Isn't that something that should be disconcerting? And we are here debating not with the real candidates now, because I'm sure probably somebody's going to pop up on your show, you know, and it's not going to be President Buhari, and we have 75 days to go. They are shielding the main candidates. And with due respect, I have to call out the media. They have also helped to, you know, mismanage and narrow down the expectation of our people by saying that there are only two candidates in this race. There are not two candidates. There are actually two candidates who are incompetent and clueless to take Nigeria to the future. There are better candidates, younger candidates, more energetic candidates, candidates with stamina, candidates who are healthy and not sick, mentally, physically, you know, and in other areas that are willing and ready, prepared.
So you are prepared?
Very prepared.
Let's talk about your campaign ideas now. You tag your manifesto as moving Nigeria forward. Yes. You have 3 pillars, 10 agenda items. Yes. Under those pillars, one of it is unity. And it's getting Nigeria back on sustainable growth.
Yes.
Those are your ideas.
So we have the 3 pillars are security, sustainability, and self-sufficiency. We have the 3S. So, and they will be the pillars upon which the 10 areas of intervention in the Nigerian economy we stand, and that is security, of course, power, infrastructure, anti-corruption, and economic system that is all inclusive. We're doing restructuring, health, education, agriculture, and tourism and culture. But they will stand on this pillar so that Nigeria can dig itself out of this self-inflicted.
So you wouldn't have a focus as should you be elected as president? Are you going to have a major focus?
There's going to be all of these issues are going to be addressed simultaneously, because one cannot stand without the other. You cannot have electricity if you want to bring in investors that will take us from 3,000 megawatts of electricity to 24,000, and they cannot even move around the country because of crime, you know, Boko Haram and insecurity. You cannot have an economy that is working without electricity. You cannot have farmers take their produce from farm to market without infrastructure. So you cannot have employment without doing all of these things, jobs. You can't create jobs. The last time I came on your show, I broke down how we're going to create 5 million jobs. Since then, we have found out that we can actually do 7 million jobs. But you can't be done by people who have no ideas.
You talk about power, and that's a major one.
Absolutely.
A lot of people will understand how energy can transform an economy.
Absolutely.
You talk about transforming the power sector.
Yes.
Some of the ideas you put forward here look so much like some kind of magical powers that you have.
You tell me one that you think is magical there that we cannot achieve.
You should tell Nigerians how you hope to achieve it.
Because you mentioned it, but let me go there with you. How do we, as a country, live on 3,000 megawatts of electricity? That's not enough to even power the subway system in New York. We are wasting our time. We have 200 million people in this country. No one of them can go to bed switching on their bulb. But switching on and off a bulb is not power. It's powering the productive sector that makes a difference. And what we're saying is that, look, there is an opportunity for renewable energy in this world now.
And that's what you're going to tap into.
You will tap into it, and that will give us immediately 4,500 megawatts of electricity. Just sunshine. Okay. And you can do that by creating solar farms in the northern part of the country. They just did it in Egypt. They are doing it in Morocco. They are going to be doing that in Tunisia. Tunisia and Morocco are going to be selling power to France and Malta very soon. We are here struggling with 3,000 megawatts of electricity because we have moribund distribution system. This will be broken down in mini grids so that even ordinary Nigerians can get into the business of selling power.
You know the bottlenecks around the legality on power transmission. And are you bothered that why has it been so difficult for several governments to fix power in Nigeria over the past few decades?
With due respect, and I've seen this categorically, having been around Nigeria's life, political life for 29 years. We have not had what can be called a government in this country. I'm telling you, there has not been a government. You just have people who are in position of power doing trial and error. And this is based upon my little education, my travel experiences, and my exposure as someone who has been around here and been elsewhere. No government here. We should elect a government for the first time, starting from next year. People who know how to run governments. And that's what we're about, and that's what we are bringing into this country.
Average people, those who will not stay in their houses to tweet and say stuff online,
yes.
Those who really go out to vote, you know them.
Yes.
Are they hearing you?
Yeah.
Are they connecting with you?
I mean, look, maybe last week you probably saw a video of me in President Buhari's hometown, Daura. Those ones are not on Twitter. Even if they want to be on Twitter, they can't be because there's no electricity there. We breezed into the place at about 8 p.m. and they were following us. They told us that Buhari has failed them. That is Daura. This is not Ondo State now. I also traveled to Kazwari, in Jigawa State. We went to a border town in Zamfara. We went to Kwara Namoda. In that border town, we discovered the reason why we don't have a border. There's just one stick across and there are immigration officials there. We filmed all of this. And these people are not on Twitter. They are not on Facebook. But they want to climb out of poverty. They are desperate. They are poor. They are looking for
Are they promising you that they're going to vote for you?
Of course. They are promising votes. But we hope they will allow their votes to count. Because it doesn't look like this government wants to have elections.
Let's talk about, why do you say so?
Well, they have not seen the preparation on their side that shows that they want to. It's 75 days. Nobody is talking. Nobody is campaigning. Nobody is putting out anything out there to show that they're ready. We are the only ones who are out there campaigning. We are the only ones who have done, even NTA reported that we are the first to go to Kano to have an open rally since.
What was the acceptance like for you?
It was great. It was reported on NTA for the first time, surprisingly.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about other issues. Security is a major one, and is one of the three S that we put on the table. We have issues in the northeastern region of the country. We have issues within the north central region of the country.
Yes.
You talked about using technology to fight corruption. Are you also looking at technology in fighting insecurity in Nigeria?
Absolutely. I think some of the ideas we were talking about, it's already been borrowed by them. You probably read in the newspaper 3 days ago. The government is now saying that they are deploying drones to fight Boko Haram. That should have happened some 7 years ago when Boko Haram started. It has become a technology not only to fight, but to gather intelligence, to do surveillance. We can do the same with, the so-called herdsmen. There are drones that can fly, civilian drones that can fly at 10,000 meters above the ground, or 10,000 feet above the ground and monitor you without you being able to shoot at them. And they can collect intelligence. But we don't have anyone. The only drone we have in the country is a political drone. When Jonathan was in power, he commissioned it. When Buhari came, they changed the paint on it. He commissioned it. That's the only political drone we have in Nigeria. We need real leadership in all the sectors to fight against insecurity. But you need people who have digital experience, digital knowledge of how the current world is working, not people who are living in the past.
Mr. Sowore,
yes.
Let's bring this conversation home.
Yes.
Just in one sentence, tell us, how this will pan out, this presidential election. How will it pan out?
I'm completely happy and excited that Nigerians are catching up with the need for this election to be in two ways. One, for it to be a ballot election, and also to be a referendum, and a revolutionary one for that matter, to put an end to a series of failed leaders and government who continue to represent themselves for position of authority when they haven't delivered. We need to change the face of governance in this country. We need to have government that works for the people, and we need Nigerians to bond together and send a strong message, a strong revolutionary message that we want to cut off from the past completely. We don't want people who have been responsible for creating the horrible condition that we are in now to continue to be rewarded with social or political promotion. And the moment we do that, we will break free.
Presidential candidate of the AAC, Mr. Omoyele, it's a pleasure having you again.
Thank you.